I'm going to be teaching you how to code a cat and mouse game. So basically the way this works is the mouse is trying to get to a strawberry in order to score points, and the cat will be chasing around the mouse each time, and if the cat catches the mouse, then the game will end. But until then, the mouse is trying to eat as many strawberries as it can. We are going to start off programming this game by adding some code for this mouse. So I'm going to start over here in events and say when the green flag is clicked, I want the mouse to go to the center. So I want to always start the game with the mouse being in the same place. So if I click the green flag now, you'll see the mouse goes to the center. And the next step is to add in the functions of the different keys. So first I'm going to use a forever loop to make sure that the code we add within that forever loop will execute as long as the game is being played. And then I'm going to add 3 if statements for each of the keys that either rotate the mouse or move it forward. So over here in sensing, you can use these options. If the left arrow key is pressed, then something will happen. If the right arrow key is pressed, then something will happen. And up here, if the up arrow key is pressed, then something will happen. And then if we go here to motions, you'll see that you have the option to say, if the left arrow key is pressed, it will turn 15 degrees to the left. If the right key is pressed, it will turn 15 degrees to the right. And then here, we have the option to say, when the up arrow key is pressed, the mouse will move 10 steps forward. So if we give that a trial run now, left key, right key, and the up key. The next step in programming this game is to add some code for our strawberry to appear and disappear in random places. So I'm going to start off with a scene event block, which says when the green flag is clicked. And then I'm going to add another forever loop, just like we did for the mouse. But instead of what we did with the mouse, where we told the mouse to go to the center of the screen, we are going to use this other code block that says the strawberry will go to a random position. You'll see what happens right now is the strawberry sort of zigzagging everywhere. So in order to fix this issue, we are going to use this control block, wait some amount of seconds, let's say 2 seconds. And now you'll see that the strawberry stays in place for 2 seconds before moving to a new random location. Okay, the third part of programming this game is to add some code for the cat. So the cat moves around, always following the mouse. So we're going to start the same way we did with the other sprites when the green flag is clicked. And instead of going to random position or to the center of the screen, we want the cat to start the game some spaces away from the mouse. So I'm going to say the cat starts at the coordinates 200, 200. So it's quite far away from the center of the screen. And then, because I want the player to have some time to maneuver the mouse before the cat starts chasing it, I'm going to tell the cat to wait 1 second before it starts moving. Next, I'm going to add in a forever loop. And there's this really useful block up here. It's a point towards code block. So what I want this to say is I want the cat to always be pointing towards the mouse. And I also want the cat to always be moving towards the mouse. So if it's always pointing in the direction of the mouse, it's always moving, it will always be moving towards the mouse. And let's say it's going to move 3 steps at a time, so it's a bit slower than the mouse as well. The next important part of this game is to create a score function where each time a mouse eats a strawberry, the score goes up by 1. So we are going to go over here to variables, and I'm going to make a variable. I'm going to call it score. Okay. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say set score to 0 when the green flag is clicked. So each time the game restarts, the score also resets back to 0. And then I'm going to create a broadcast message that will tell other sprites when a point has been scored. So I'm going to say if the mouse is touching the strawberry, meaning it's eaten it, a strawberry, then it will broadcast a message, and I will need to create a new message here. I'm going to call it point scored. Okay. So if the mouse catches strawberry, it will say point scored. Then we're going to go over here to the strawberry, and we are going to say, when I receive the broadcast message point scored, first I am going to hide so that the mouse can't keep scoring points. So I'm going to hide. And then I am going to change my score by 1. So it will go up by 1 point. The next important part is to create a game over sequence. In order to do that, we are going to do something quite similar to what we did with the score function. And I'm going to create a if-then statement. So this time, if the cat is touching the mouse, then this game over sequence will be initiated. So we are going to accomplish this by creating another broadcast message, but instead of point scored, this one is going to say game over. Another important part of this game over sequence is the background. So we want the background to tell the player that it says game over. So over here on the right, you can change backdrops. And if we go up here in the upper left, you can see all the different backdrops you have available. I'm going to add 2 more, which will be the ones that I'm using. So I can delete this one up here. So I have one just called light, which is the original name of the costume or the background. And then here is another one. And I'm going to call this one game over. And I'm actually going to also add in some text that says game over on the backdrop itself. And okay, I want to move it to the center. And then here we go back to the code. So remember, there's a game over broadcast that is sent out when the cat catches the mouse. So I'm going to say, when the backdrop receives this game over message, only then will it switch to the game over backdrop. And I also want to remember that when the green flag is clicked, the background will switch itself back to the original one where it does not say game over. One of the finishing touches to this game is to make sure that when the game over sequence is initiated, all the code for the other sprites actually stops running so that the player won't be able to continue playing the game after they've lost. So we are going to add in an event function where it says when I receive game over broadcast, when the mouse receives the game over broadcast, first it's going to hide so that it won't cover the game over message. And then it's going to do something really important. It's going to stop all scripts in all of these different sprites. So it's going to stop all the code from running after it receives this game over broadcast. And that way the player won't be able to continue playing the game. And something important to remember is when you use this hide block, you want to make sure that when the game starts again, the sprite will show itself. So when the game starts, it will show itself, and when the game ends, it will hide itself. And we are going to add that over here with the strawberries. So when I receive game over, I am going to hide. And when the green flag is clicked, I am going to show myself. It's important that we add it inside this forever function here because here, when each time a point is scored, the strawberry is actually going to hide itself again. So we need the strawberry to show itself again each time it moves to a new location, and also when the game starts for the first time. We are going to add something similar for the cat. When I receive game over, I'm going to hide. but when the game starts, it's going to show itself. So now we can try playing our game. So we score a point here, and you can see the cat is following the mouse around, and when the cat catches the mouse, the game ends. So thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed and have a great time coding.